Hi, it's Angie. Welcome. Welcome to my first subscriber, Jermaine. Thank you for being a faithful subscriber from the beginning since I started my YouTube channel. So this is kind of like classic rewind for a little bit until I change my channel name. But thank you for being here. I hope you're okay in Eastern Canada. Now, so I'm going to just tell you the lyric that I woke up to, and it is Don Williams. I believe in love. I don't believe in superstars. So that lyric has been kind of circling me for the last 24 hours. So anyways, I just wanted to give a warm welcome to my my one subscriber. Build it and they will come. Because for those that are new here, I was kicked off on YouTube on another channel, which is, it feels like it's bail pending appeal. That's really what it feels like. It feels like this appeal is pending. It could take a long time. So I do have Saskatchewan roots, and I'll talk a lot about narcissism and how I healed from one of the most vicious entities out there. So now there's a lot of people that do like Elvis Presley, and I'm one of them. I did get myself caught into a vicious trap just by posting a thumbnail regarding Lisa Presley's memoir. That was probably over a year ago, and I always said that I was blindsided because I thought that every Elvis Presley fan was a friend of mine. I did not know what I was going to enter into. And I guess it finally resolved itself by that particular person who came to my channel by getting me kicked off of a platform. So, but here I am, and all I have to say is narcissism is vicious, but there is a day of reckoning, okay? What I saw yesterday, I'm not going to say too much here out of confidentiality, but I saw something yesterday that one of my former subscribers, very, very creative person, and if and when that would ever get out, it is really, let's just say we're not in Kansas anymore, and gone are the days of the Flintstones and Barney Rubble cartoon characters. AI is a fantastic way to express yourself. I'm all for AI, and because we have Cabbage Patch. That's all I'm going to say for that. Now, I will never understand, but I do understand why the same person that booted me off of a platform would find me on TikTok. Not only him, it is a him, but his twin brother. Does it make sense? Maybe it does make sense, because once you poke the hornet's nest, this is where a narcissist is relentless. But anyways, it felt like I wanted to say the word firing squad, because what happens, that doesn't necessarily mean that, but what happens is a lot of these, in the Elvis Presley community, not everybody, but they have a squad, like a squadron of people that are like their minions and flying monkeys that get out there and are determined to find things. So that ship has sailed. So I just like to say I'm starting fresh. I don't have a problem starting fresh here. And so I just wanted to say good morning to Jermaine out there, and the other subscriber. So thanks for being here. So I'm a needle pulling thread, because what happens with narcissism, it's kind of like, it's the same, it's a needle. They needle you, and it's this thread of narcissism, particularly in the Elvis Presley content. So don't shoot the messenger, as I say. So this one flipped out. You can't really see. I'm going to change the angle on my camera. I might do that now. But anyways, this is the beggar card, okay? So this is the love bombing. I was love bombed horrendously. I know it sounds bizarre, but I was love bombed in the Elvis Presley world, right? When I read Lisa Presley's memoir, like I said, all I did was post a thumbnail, and I did not know what I was getting myself into. This is the buck card. But this is how narcissists operate. The psychopath love bombs you. They come across like there's somebody that they're not, okay? And then they expect you. Then they utter these words that they forgive you. Sorry, but my hair is really bugging me here. Then they utter these words that they forgive you, right? Like, it's all done in forgiveness. It's really hypocrisy. I am not comfortable with this camera. I'm not, but I'm just not comfortable with the lighting. Just 1 second here. I might have to do an adjustment. Just, you know, I just got this new lighting here, and feels like it's a little bit too dark, and it feels like I'm like that. But anyways, I'll just do this. So a needle pulling thread. Okay, lawsuits. Anyways, we'll see what comes out here. Yeah, I was thinking about this Stockholm Syndrome card. These are Debbie Downers. Stockholm Syndrome is where you are the victim. That's what Stockholm Syndrome. No, that's Munchausen. Stockholm is where you become infatuated with your captor, okay? Because I really want to talk about the Munchausen syndrome. The Munchausen syndrome is where you're kind of like a Debbie Downer, but in a really, really horrible way. This is the victim, or they do things intentionally. They do things intentionally to draw attention to themselves. But this is the Debbie Downer card. The storm is always coming. The sky is always falling with these particular people. That can even be the cousins or the relatives in any family. It can be the relatives in your, it's like Goodfellas, but not. But it can be distant cousins. You know, we see a lot of infighting regarding Elvis Presley, you know. But that's the Stockholm. That's Stockholm. Well, it could be Stockholm, Sweden. Somebody, I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying Stockholm, Sweden. So we'll see what guardian angel comes out here. In some instances, they kind of act like Charlie's Angels a little bit. So we'll see what comes out of here. Yeah, I keep wanting to say, so a needle pulling thread. I don't feel like, it just feels off. But anyways, it is what it is. I have to do my hair. Okay, so this is the Return to Sender card, Elvis Presley. This is all about Elvis Presley, so I'm going to do, some people can be very, very wishy-washy when it comes to Elvis Presley. But this is the Return to Sender, so it's about Elvis Presley here again. And something with that Stockholm, Sweden. This can be relatives of his out there promoting him. Elvis Presley is a legend. A lot of these people are a legend in their own minds. One in particular. Diet and exercise. I just don't understand. I don't understand a lot of things. That's like the Scooby-Dooby-Doo. You know, narcissists will attack a channel. They'll attack your integrity. They will spend an incessant time trying to remove you if you are on a platform, like they did me. But here I am. So no two mountains will meet, but two people will. And I just really have to say that I really enjoy Rick and Cam, because I know my subscriber here enjoys them as well. And I just love creativity as well. And I love Don Williams, and I believe in love. I don't believe in superstars. Elvis Presley, I don't think felt like he was a superstar. He knew he had an ability or a gift inside him. But we do have some people that will follow you to another platform. The Twinnings. They followed me to another platform. I blocked them. They possibly will pop up here. It's a Poppers Club. I like to say this is Pete and Repeat. Those were twins that I grew up with. That was their name. One was Pete and Repeat, because that is what a narcissist wants to do, is to get back at you, to repeat it all over again. I don't believe in superstars. Okay. This is the Juva card. This is the fear of missing out. You know, this was the reason that I never went on Facebook. This particular person I could never understand, but you kind of start to understand it. What if you didn't like me at work, or if you didn't like me here? I just give you an example. Why would you follow me to another platform? This is the nosy. This is the brown noser. The one that's calling you a brown noser is the brown noser, him or herself. This one said to me one time in my earshot, "Poor Canada." That really, really hurt me. Like I was an embarrassment to Canada. But this is the Stockholm. You know, they stalk you at home. They stalk because your work kind of becomes your home. If you have this type of personality near you in your work life, you have to keep copious notes, okay? Even though I kept copious notes, it didn't matter because I landed here. But that is the Juva card. The immaturity, they never outgrow the immaturity. You cannot cure narcissism. They diet. They diet. Yeah. They diet. It's a diet. It's a steady diet of abuse. And they have really bizarre, in some instances, bizarre eating habits. It is a steady diet. Oh, okay. So this card is the Sir Rudy card. This always reminds me of, there's a community somewhere out in United Kingdom, the Gloucester or Bristol. This always reminds me of Bristol. Bristol is kind of like a bristle brush. Narcissists will paint you with a brush. But this is the copious notes. In some instances, they put you on a performance improvement plan. And but they're making a lot of bread out there off of Elvis Presley. They are. And it is kind of like a rinse and repeat. So that's the Bristol card. Bristol, I think it is. So I've said it already. That's the performance improvement plan. That's the London year card. There's London, United Kingdom. That also, well, if you need any help understanding narcissism, you can check out HG Tutor's channel. Okay. Some visitations. I do get visitations. Some visitors. That's the Don Williams card. If you have come from a narcissistic family, they want to get you back in the fold again to hurt you all over, okay? So I got too many guardian angels here. I have a stack of guardian angels around me. I'm divinely protected. I don't believe in superstars. Okay, so this is going to be my traditional three readings. So I'm a fragile rock. This card comes up a lot. That's my moon sign. My moon sign is Libra. It's all about poetic justice. Every single one of these characters are path crossings that I've had, but it is sensitive, deep, sensitive. Okay, I don't believe in superstars. Okay, so let's see. I don't have any messages about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I had content on him. So it's a verbal assault. You will go through verbal assault, and but you have to sometimes appreciate talent in some people, because there's always a bigger, somebody who's smarter than you or more creative than you. And something with Sebastian here. He most likely faced verbal assault, like verbal. Okay, so I want to just move this reading on, say good morning. I don't believe, okay, this is the fiddle card. Okay, I've said it so many times that Lisa Marie Presley's memoir is the gospel of Elvis Presley's life. It felt like there was a conjuring around him, but this card always reminds me of what Lisa Marie Presley said, where Ginger Alden played him. It's very hard for me to imagine Elvis Presley at that time is 42 years old being played, right? But and it's what's really more interesting is the fact that Lisa Marie was able to recognize that, and that was painted, that was like tattooed on her brain of how she remembered that whole dynamics of that whole thing. So I said it before, we may not like Priscilla Presley whatsoever, but these are designed destinies, okay? But that is the violin card, because that can be the poor me, poor me, poor me. And this card as well is the Punisher, okay? Because this is the crime far outweighs the time. In some instances, you won't recognize a narcissist because they switch really fast and they punish you. And they can punish you, or the psychopath, whatever, punishes you through, it's not whatever, but it's through ignoring you, or publicly shaming you, or not talking to you. And it can be in your own home. So that's for like, these are longevity. So there's something with longevity here. Like for like weeks on end. And you'll be walking on pins and needles. Something about ice skating here. Well, in some instances, they do travel in a pack, like a pack of wolves. Oh. Now this one, you know, I said it before in a video, before I took my channel down, but I think it's on my TikTok channel, that this was the first time I witnessed where spirit came in and allowed me to see somebody get their karma, like somebody get their karma in a vicious way, because I've spoken about this before. This is where the scammer got scammed. Now, it happened to me yesterday as well. So I've already said it before. I've got more Christmas gifts way before Christmas, okay? Because what I witnessed regarding somebody out there on YouTube get their karma, I was in hysterical fits. So it happens, you know, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. But it happens when we least expect it. Because this one, I said it before, played euchre, and the euchre queen got euchred, as did, I like euchre because there's something there that someone, we play euchre every so often, and there's a common, well, there's like, in some instances you're sending a man to do, you're sending the boy to do a man's job. That's where the king is the jack is the bower. But anyways, this is the Mopart card, and that is the poetic justice. So I'm taking one from my Guardian Angel deck, person, place, or thing. Still kind of doing some camera adjustments here. Fear, frustration, and anxiety is what you will experience when you have these type of people in or around your nest. Well, this is interesting. This is kind of this always reminds me of the East Coast. This is my East Coast card. You can't really see all the writing on it, but this is the day Critter died, because I've said it so many times that the death of someone will really give you an opportunity to possibly connect the dot, right? And this is the moose is loose. You have to be careful. We do live, I know, out in the East Coast, they have lots of deer out there, or moose. We're in our rutting season here, right? Where it's rutting season here. It's actually rutting season all the time with a narcissist. They're always out to get you. Now, but I've witnessed the poetic justice. This is all about poetic justice here. So I think I'm going to do one more just because I can. That's the day Critter died. I think he would have liked Don Williams. Variety is the spice of life. I don't believe in superstars. Okay, so let's do one final. That's kind of like husha, husha, we all fall down. When you're healing from narcissistic abuse, familial, you have to check to see your Chiron. Your Chiron is your wounded child. Okay, take one from the top. Oh, okay. So this is the Machiavellian type, the psychopath type. It will really rock your world when you kind of understand. This is so a needle pulling thread, because a narcissistic mother doesn't have any care or concern for her child. You are like left with the wolves, and in some narcissistic families, she'll produce Machiavellians themselves. She'll produce male chauvinists or chauvinists, and she'll produce empaths as well, okay? Because the child that is raised in this is always having to gauge. So your it's like extra sensors. Your extrasensory perceptions are always reading the room, okay? In some instances, it is the beginning of when you start to undercover, you possibly will enter the dark night of the soul. But I'm just here to help you understand that narcissistic abuse is not your fault. And you can heal from this. Significant distance is the solution to pollution. Okay. That's kind of like the traveling woolberry. Because you cannot cure this. And if anybody tells you, you have to get out and stay out, or walk away and keep away. Now, this is the Tugby card, because what narcissistic abuse does, it's pulling on your emotional attachments. It's pulling on your emotional strings. They're like the puppet master. They've already spoke about this with Pinocchio and Geppetto. I say that it's a swift moving self-defense mechanism, and it's tailored that way because everyone has a different mask designed specifically for the psychopath narcissist. But you have to lower your emotions and raise your logic. That's what it is. Narcissistic abuse is your emotions are out of whack, and you have to bring down your emotions and raise your logic. So that's the Tug B card, because it's constantly tugging at you. In familial narcissism, it's the blood relation. It's the blood relation that I recommend that you kind of, in your head, remove it, create some distance, and just look at this person as an average, everyday person. You'll possibly come to realize that if this was your mother, that particular person was manipulating way before she became your mother. Hers is the law with this type. I don't believe in superstars. Now, I'm an Elvis fan myself. I live the life of liberty. Many people in the Elvis community, lots of good, great channels. They're the salt of the earth. This card I called Bo, and I'm a Sun Sagittarian sign, and my North Node is in Gemini, and Jupiter is the ruling planet. So that's it for now. I live the life of liberty. Some people, they talk about choices, but if you were raised in a narcissistic family, you never had a choice until you realize, perhaps after you've suffered enough, who it was that didn't teach you any boundaries. And but this is the leveler. This card is called the leveler. Everyone that no one hurts a God's child, and this is all about justice for all and a leveler. So take care. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. There's something about Madeline. If there's a Madeline note there, hi. I just heard the word Madeline. So, but take care. Have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe if you wish. It's all done. Enjoy.